Amritam tapta jivanam kaviviritam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss, showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy words. They are the real givers in the world who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are on the Gospel, reading of the Gospel of Ramakrishna, and on page 792, Sri Ramakrishna was talking with M and other devotees, and captain was there. And he was talking about the behavior of a person of experience, person of knowledge and wisdom, how they behave. So Sri Ramakrishna starts saying sometimes a perfect jnani behaves like a ghoul. He does not discriminate about food and drink, holiness and unholiness. A perfect knower of God and a perfect idiot have the same outer signs. A perfect jnani perhaps does not utter the mantras while bathing in the Ganga. While worshipping God, perhaps he offers all the flowers together at his feet. He does not utter the mantras, nor does he observe the rituals. A man cannot renounce action as long as he desires worldly enjoyment. As long as one cherishes a desire for enjoyment, one performs action. A bird sat absent-mindedly on the mast of a ship anchored in the Ganges. Slowly the ship sailed out into the ocean. When the bird came to its senses, it could find no shore in any direction. It flew towards the north, hoping to reach the land. It went very far and grew very tired, but could find no shore. What could it do? It returned to the ship and sat on the mast. After a long while, the bird flew away again, this time toward the east. It could not find land in that direction either. Everywhere it saw nothing but limitless ocean. Very tired, it again returned to the ship and sat on the mast. After resting a long while, the bird went towards the south and then towards the west. When it found no signs of land in any direction, it came back and settled down on the mast. It found no signs of land in any direction. It came back and settled down on the mast. It did not leave the mast again, but sat there without making any further effort. It no longer felt restless or worried because it was free from worry. It made no further effort. So you find that first of all, he is describing the nature of a Brahmajnani. of a person who knows Brahman, how he behaves, they are free soul. They have no specific way or mannerism how they will behave according to their own, because they are free soul. This rest of the life, as Vedanta teaches, what happens? They only act to wipe out their actions which started this present life. They called prarabdha karma. We have 3 types of karma. One is called prarabdha, which is the beginning of this birth. Suppose you throw a stone, in which direction you throw, with how much speed you throw, how much force you throw it, that will make a trajectory and will drop at a particular point. So before this birth of this body, in the last thought, that is the thought is the force, I shall be like this. When this type of thought came, and to fulfill certain desires, this throwing of the ball has happened. And this now, the life is in the middle of the trajectory. This trajectory, you cannot change anymore now. You have not in your control. When it is out of your hand, before triggering the bullet, you can decide you will push it to the north side or south side, at what angle and which direction, with how much strength or force. But everything becomes meaningless when it is out of your hand. Then it moves in its own force, momentum added. In science they call velocity, mass remaining the same, velocity becomes 0. Then it drops there. The body drops. Someone dies at 10 years child, 5 years child in the mother's womb. Some goes for 20 years, 30 years. We do not know when it drops. It depends on, according to prarabdha karma, that momentum takes that way, and the trajectory is our present life. But in this trajectory, that's why you can say, we call, oh, what is to happen, it has happened. You have no control. It will happen. Because your ball will run that way, and at that certain point, certain things will come to interact, but the speed will continue, and drop at it. No control over there. But you can think now how you want to lead your life, how you want to think about yourself. You think of God, divine within. Then this trajectory is going, this life is going, but your mind get illumined. You may be realized soul, or you may be going to much ignorant state, depending on how one uses the time and their energy in meditation or in doing evil thinking, good thinking, positive thinking, negative thinking. But the trajectory will go on. Nothing can be changed there. That's why in this life, we meet people, we feel in love, fall in love, we hate, we do all these things. It is happening in the trajectory. It wants to happen. The car is going. Which car will hit what time? You do not know. But what at a particular time, that car will be there, your car will be there, and particular accident happens at particular cause. But that's why it is called predestined, as it were. But we need not have to weep because of the predestination of this body. This body is going on. It will go on in its way. But there is a hope that you can get out of this body identity. Thinking about God, analyzing in Vedantic way, I am the Atman, not the body. So the body is going, but you are detached. Bodily suffering, body will understand body is suffering, but not you, the owner, the witness. That's why it is called the witness consciousness. the conscious entity which is within it is untouched. But the body goes through it and body has its actions. And that's called the prarabdha karma. And kriyaman, now what I am doing now, my past impetus is telling me to do this way. No, I will meditate. No, I will not entertain this negative thought. No, I shall do this violent work. I shall kill people. I shall destroy the peace of others. By any means I will create some confusion in others. Do that. That's your work. That's the kriyaman, what I am doing. And that will change, is creating the potential for my next life. But if by God's grace and one's good kapal or future, he meets a sadhu, he meets a one spiritual personality, and he really dives deep, or she dives deep into that experience and forgetting what the body is going on, let it go. Huh? Whose body does not suffer? Holy people don't suffer. We hear so many sadhus, how much they suffer, they are dying, they are going to COVID affected, they are killed, this, that. Body is happening, it is happening for a holy or unholy. Because of the prarabdha it is happening. But by that time someone have realized God, not to come back again. Because when it drops, there is no more impetus to come again unless you have some desire. And if one realizes God here, desire is fulfilled. What do I need anything in the world? Or you are a Brahmagyan, you think, I am that. So you merge into that consciousness. So you don't need anything, anybody in the world. Who is your own, who is your enemy, who is your friend, what nonsense talk day and night. So all will stop. Then you are called a Jnani. But Jnani does not that he will die immediately. The trajectory goes on. So he will be coming back and live in the body and continue to live in this life, interact with people. But what will be the propelling force? Now you understand. The potential energy which was driving the ball to be dropped at certain point, that force is working. That means his past mental moods and temperaments, that person will be behaving like that. That's why they don't follow the rules. They are not a student of Vedanta now. Oh, I'll have to do the jama, what is called the viveka, vairagya, samadhi, chatushtaya, mumukshatva, all these I read yesterday. You need not have to do. He is free. He has no responsibility, because he is free soul, not connected with the body and mind. But the body and mind is working because of the past impetus, called sanskaras, past impressions. And that impression is guiding the behavior of the holy man. But internally, his mind is totally detached from everything. So that is the greatness of the holy people. And that Sri Ramakrishna is talking about. The Jnanis, they behave like a ghoul. Sometimes they behave like a very nasty, not clean dress. You will find many sadhus in India sometimes. They may be either a knower of truth or a idiot, as here it is said. He does not discriminate about food. You give good food, stealthy food, or he is eating himself, giving a bite to the street dog, dirty, not American dogs, clean and save and prune and trimmed, and not that. They are lying down anywhere, all the dirt and dust and nasty food, and it maybe smell bad. He does not feel anything. He puts one piece in the mouth and another piece in his own mouth. This same. No concept of any purity. We are very careful about purity. But there is no concept because he has gone beyond purity. His body is only functioning mechanically, as if the machine, like a robot. It is working in the past momentum given. But it has nothing to do with new additional thing, which is not accruing anything because he is egoless. Mind is pure. So, a perfect knower of God and a perfect idiot have the same outer sign. Outwardly you can look at them. as if they are same. But there is a distance, and there is a what you call huge difference between them. That's why it is said every day we go to susupti. Susupti is a state when mind drops its function, deep sleep, not dreaming, dreamless sleep. Then your mind is not functioning. There is good joy. Everyone finds peace. You come out, your face will be serene, you will look like very calm and serene person. And a person diving deep into the core of the heart and the illumination and went to that mindless state. Here is a mindless state. But there is a vast level of ignorance is blocking the knowledge. That's why we are the same old guy. We go to deep sleep and come back the same old person. No change, no spiritual development. You go to sleep, you become more spiritual? No. Or you become less spiritual? No. As you went, so you come back. But now, if one can touch that same ground with knowledge by meditation and consciously moving to a state where there is no mind, then what will happen? That mindless state will give tremendous change in the person, no? We call it, he became a saint. He became a sage. He's called a seer of truth, we call them. And what is the glory of them? They purify themselves. They purify the whole world. No? We read in the Narada Bhakti Sutra, we read the same thing in the Bhagavad Gita, we read the same thing, we will read in the Santi Gita. Wherever in Vedanta text, everywhere you will find these holy people. They are such. But don't judge them by outer behavior. Outwardly, they will look like an idiot sometimes because impure. There is no touch of pure or impure, that sense is not there. Eating, in the habits of eating, it is and there was a food and drink, or holiness or unholiness. It is nothing for them. So a perfect knower of God and a perfect idiot have the same outer signs. A perfect jnani perhaps does not utter mantra. Suppose we take some flowers and offer, no? In celebration time, sometimes we have time, then we say, chant with us, no? Om Yesha Sachandana Patra Puspanjali Sangayo Savaranayo Sasaktikayo Saparsudayo Sarvadevo Devi Sarupayo Sri Ramakrishnaya Namaha. We say that, no? And we feel, oh, I have done the right ritual, no? I have offered the flower with right mantra. But this Brahmagani, he may, Jnani perhaps does not utter any mantra. While bathing in the Ganges, even he is taking a bath, there are mantras, no? When they take bath and they offer water in the Ganga itself, and there are offering to different gods and goddesses, he does not follow any rule. While who is worshipping God, perhaps he offers all the flowers together. One day Swami Vivekananda said that he will do the puja that day in Belur Math, present Belur Math, old shrine. And everyone is curious to know, Swami Vivekananda will do the worship? How is that puja? Because he is always Vedanta, no? And that does not encourage that much of ritual or flower offering and this and that. So everyone is anxiously, whoever was there, all joined, followed him. And he came and sat in his, and there is a plate, tray full of flowers as we do before puja. And sandal paste here, and grasses, kuso grass and something. Swamiji came and sat for a long time, meditated for a long time. And after that, sprinkle all this sandal paste and everything on the flowers, and made a mixture, and put a handful of all flowers and offered everything to Thakur, and gave every flower, one flower, on the people who are sitting over there on their head. That's a puja. And he came out. So that is the thing Ramakrishna is saying, that while worshipping God, perhaps he offers, Jnani offers all the flowers together at his feet. Not mantra. This I offer for Shiva, this I for Kali, this I for Rama, this is called Krishna, this is for Saraswati, this is for Lakshmi, Navagraha, all the puja items you know, you find that their names are there. He does not follow that dictum, that everything he puts. The Swami Vivekananda story is very appropriate with this. He does not utter the mantras, and neither does he observe the rituals. So this is the point. Don't judge a spiritual person in that way, who are illumined people. Now, second point, he said, a man cannot renounce action as long as he desires worldly enjoyment. Renunciation is impossible. Renunciation is impossible for one who have some desire for worldly attainment. It is true. If my mind wants this, why shall my mind will go to God? Mind is the one mind, no? Your whole mind, it sometimes splits, goes little to that, little to that. But for God, only 1% may go, 99% will go in the world, the worldly thought, worldly anxieties, worldly achievement, failure, success, all these nonsense things. So that's why a man cannot renounce action. You cannot give up. You need not give up. You should not give up your obligatory duties. What you are ordained to do in life's situation, everyone has a duty. Someone is working in the office, someone is a cook, someone is a cleaning lady, someone is a cleaning person, someone is, whatever duty is given, it comes in life. So you cannot give up unless it desires worldly enjoyment. I don't want anything when one can say, work drops from him. He does not work, he does puja, he does service. His every action becomes the worship of God. As long as one cherishes the desire, it is positively and negatively. This is also, Sri Ramakrishna follows this logic here. A man cannot renounce action as long as he desires worldly enjoyment. Opposite way is saying, as long as one cherishes desire for enjoyment, one performs only actions. You should do action. Logic, good logic. And then he gave, when your action stops, I will do this, I will do that. Yes, so long ego is there, so long desire is there, I do this. Whenever you say I do, why do you do? Because you have some desire. Or you are asked to do. Why you are doing when asked? Because, I am working under this company. That's why I am to work. Why are you working for that company? Selfless? No, I need money. Desire. I have a desire. What is the desire? I want money. That's why I am going to do it. And that's why it is duty. That's why your responsibility. But if you say, I don't need money, or even if I am not going to do any job, I will be living as a monastic or a renunciate person does, going into the forest and totally dependent on God. I don't need any job. So, what will be his duty? There is no duty. People say, what can I do? I am bound by my duty. Why are you bound by your duty? No, I am doing this job in this company and they are making me work hard. Why they are making you hard, not the other person, not me or not those who are not in the company? Because you desire to get some money through that company, and to that get money, they make you work. So this all goes back to critical analysis. It is all desire. Of course, it is nothing bad. I'm not saying it is bad, but I'm analyzing this situation. Why I am to do work? Here also we do work. Why do you work? I love God. I love God. I want to offer this to God so that my heart will be pure. So there is some desire. All desires are not bad. One is taking to the world, another is taking away from the world. So desire must be the cause of all work. So, but when you become desireless, what will happen? You will be absorbed in God. Mind will go to God only. There is nothing else. And that Ramakrishna gave the example. The bird was sitting on the mast of the ship or the boat, and it entered into the ocean, and it felt the duty, oh, I'll have to get the shore. I'll have to sit on the tree to get some food and fruits. And the boat, am I? I see all water around. Then you make an effort. Go to the east, go to the west, to the north, to the south. But east, there is no water. This world, the same world. Go this way. People are trying to find peace, trying to find joy, going this direction. Another, becoming mean, unkind, torturing, creating trouble for others, killing people. Try. Failure, no, I am not happy. Then come back and think, let me try the west, the south, the north, in different ways. And ultimately when one finds, I've tried all these, I don't find peace. Then what? Then he surrenders. That's why he came back, the bird, the story, the bird came back and sat on the mast and surrendered. Let whatever this ship takes me, that's all. But this surrender is not so easy. Surrender is the effect of your work, rigorous work. Rigorous work to find joy, find peace in all possible way. By becoming crooked, by becoming holy, by becoming superior, by becoming inferior, by becoming whatever. It is all effort. Driving force is to get peace, that is the desire. And end result is when you find nowhere in the world water everywhere. I have no place to go. So what to do? Sit on the mast. There is a song, Paki tui thik boshe thak re, Ramakrishna namer mastule. That song says, in the mast of Ramakrishna, you sit there. Oh bird, mind bird, is compared, our mind is considered with the bird example. So it's telling to the mind, oh my mind, thik boshe thak. Steadily sit on the mast, on the holy name of Ramakrishna. So, or your mantra, or your spiritual sadhana. So, then it will be taking you unconsciously. You need not have to make any effort. It will take the bird to its destination. So, that is the freedom will come. So, listening to this, captain, he's a great Pandit also. He said, what an illustration. Then Master again, Sri Ramakrishna continued. What he said? Worldly people wander about to the four quarters of the earth for the sake of happiness. They do not find it anywhere. They only become tired and weary when through their attachment to lust and gold, they only suffer misery. They feel an urge towards dispassion and renunciation. When through their attachment to lust and gold, these people, they suffer misery. They don't find joy. but feel suffering and loss and bereavement. They feel an urge, inner urge, dispassion, dejection, and renunciation. That attitude comes. Most people cannot renounce lust and gold without first enjoying it. There are two sorts of people. Those who stay in one place, those who stay in one place, and those who go about to many places. There are some sadhakas, spiritual aspirants, who visit many sacred places. They cannot settle down in one spot. They must drink the water of many holy places. Thus, roaming about, they satisfy their unfulfilled desires, and at last they build a hut in one place and settle down there. Then, free from worry and effort, they meditate on God. But what is there to enjoy in the world? Lust and gold? That is only a momentary pleasure. One moment it exists, and the next moment it disappears. The world is like an overcast sky that steadily pours down rain. The face of the sun is seldom seen. There is mostly suffering in the world. There is mostly suffering in the world. On account of this cloud of lust and gold, one cannot see the sun. Some people ask me, quote, "Sir, why has God created such a world? Is there no way out for us?" Quote ends. I say to them, quote, "Why should not there be a way out? Take shelter with God and pray to Him with a yearning heart for a favorable wind, that you may have things in your favor. If you call on Him with yearning, He will surely listen to you." Wonderful. So, as I was talking, Sri Ramakrishna himself says, why worldly people wander about four quarters. We all run for joy and peace. How helplessly, as it were, running this corner, this direction, that direction, no? Even in the spiritual path, people are going today to Buddhism, tomorrow to another section of Buddhism, another time Sikhism, another time Sufism, another time Hinduism, another time Mother Kali, another time Shiva. Trying, where shall I find? It's a spiritual life. And material life, people are, we all know how many directions people are running like a mad person. Why? Because we want joy. I want peace. I want satisfaction. But people do not know where to get it. That song is there. In the deer carries that mask, no? in her own pouch. But the fragrance comes, and the deer thinks, where is that fragrance? Wonderful, I have to get it. And the deer runs the 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles, they say 70, 80 miles, the deer runs. Only where the fragrance, Then what happens? Then once she understands it is here, all running stops. We are running for that beautiful fragrance, pure joy. And what a pitiable condition. What we are spending our day, how we are spending our day, how miserably we are crying and weeping every day, this nonsense world. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, they wander about four quarters of the earth for the sake of happiness. They do not find it anywhere. They only become tired and weary. No, the wings become tired. The Ramakrishna told in another place, when the bird is flying to the east side and trying to find the shore, it gets tired. The wings get tired. Almost he cannot move any more further. He's going to drop into the ocean. We die. We kill ourselves. We are in pain. We are in agony. But Ramakrishna said, when you get tired, that's a turning point. Then the bird turns back and again tries to see it in the mast, in God, trying to find God. But in our life, when you get a good stroke, a good blow from the world, that moment we cry and weep. And then we go to God. And then we forget again. Again things are going on well. Again another blow, stick. And then come to God. This is our life. This is happening with everyone. Everyone experiences this. So here is the question. They do not find the joy anywhere. They only became tired and weary. And the wings get tired. Swami Vivekananda also in the beautiful poem he said, I am tired, oh mother. I am tired of running here and there. Life after life I am waiting at thy door, the gate. And the gate never opens, open not. I am weary, I am tired. Please open thy gate to me, oh mother. So here, that urge, that sincere impulse of the heart comes to see God, to find God. But in between we have every day's stroke. That's why devotees look at the strokes of life as an opportunity to come to God. You are searching joy outside, this is the result. You get a blow. You want it? Go again and get blow. Go, get again and get again and get again unless you become tired and weary. And then you renounce. That's why when through their attachment to lust and gold, they only suffer misery. So going for again and again and again and blow and blow and blow and tired and dead one day. Then you say, oh, who is my support? Oh Lord, you are my support. What?
In the Gita, Kunti asks at the end that
Yeah.
Krishna says that whatever wish you have, I'll grant that, and she said that I don't have any desire except.
Yeah, that is the point here. You have told again. Yes. So they don't find it anywhere, and they only become tired and weary when through their attachment to lust and gold, they only suffer misery. They feel an urge towards dispassion. Then come that dispassion, other dispassion or renunciation, momentary. Someone loves someone, loving relationship, no? And there something happens. Then what happens? Mind becomes totally dispassionate. I don't want anything of the world. That means that is the blessed moment when you think of God and you go to God. But that does not stay. It is like a drop of water in the frying pan. In frying pan you put little water. Before you put it, it evaporates. That's why it is called Markata Vairagya. Two types of Vairagya. Markata Vairagya means it is momentary. Ramakrishna gave example of that Markata Vairagya. And real Vairagya will come not for these reasons. Not that I am frustrated. Many people sometimes think when they want to be a monk or nun, sometimes the seniors, they try to understand why he or she is coming to join. Is it a love affair? Anything has happened in the relationship, broken relationship or what? If that is so, it will not linger. Because you will find something else after some time. Disgusted for the moment, but the same inner attraction is there, so it will pull him again. That's why that is called Markata Vairagya. And that Markota Vairagya is maybe the starting point. It is nothing bad, but it does not solve the problem. But when one finds Ramakrishna's word, trying every possible way to find the joy, in hundreds and thousands of ways, and when you become tired and weary, then opens up this inner arch. And that is the true renunciation. They don't move anywhere. And there are many stories, no? Billa Mangal story, no? Billa Mangal was fascinated with one lady, and she was so fascinated and she was a prostitute. And he was so much engrossed into that. So she day and night thinking of that lady, and then go, even one day, which is a very sad day, his father passed away, and then father's cremation was over. But at that time it became late in the night, and a heavy rain started, and he used to live in the other part of the bank of the river, and there is no boat service. So the story goes that he swimming the river, he started coming. And while swimming in deep darkness, he didn't understand there was some still dead body or something which he holds sometimes, and this and all. He has no smell, concept of smell or sight or nothing. Mind is totally engrossed in that lady. And then knocked at the door, and that lady came out, and it's totally wet cloth and heavy shower and body smelling with that. Then he said, "What happened? Why are you here?" "No, I finished my dad's job, all the rituals for after death, then I come here." Then that lady scolded, "You, the love which you carry for this flesh and bone, if you loved a bit of that for God, you have find eternal peace." And that lady became the guru, that prostitute became the guru. And his awakening came. And then he became wandering monk. Billa Mangal is a story, no? So it's a turning point. But this is the search goes on for joy and fun, and forget when we are mad at those things. We find that we'll get it here. But no, it is by renunciation only. One can get that. Not by running after it. So Sri Ramakrishna says, most people cannot renounce this lust and gold without first enjoying it. But there are two ways people can do that. How? Those who are not very highly renouncing person, they in the wandering monk, they become wandering monks. Wandering monks, that is our tradition. The Ramakrishna order has come late, and Buddhistic monastery also. But Sri Ramakrishna says of the old traditional monastic ideas. He said there are two sorts of people. Those who stay in one place and those who go for many places. There are some sadhakas or spiritual seekers who visit many sacred places. Why? They want to digress their energy, one place to the other place. Go in this temple, see the deity, pray sometimes. Mind becomes little pure. And you are a wandering monk. You have no attachment to the world because you have given up your home, your money, your wealth. Just a wandering sadhu. No? So they go to one temple tonight, stay for the night maybe on the journey, and then morning they go to the next place. Traditional sadhus, they don't stay more than 3 days in one night because you will get attached. Suppose some person comes with love and give you some food one day, and your affection little grows, and second day then affection for, third day affection, and that may drag him again. So there is a normal rule, they don't go to stay. But nowadays what is going on? But traditional one rule was there, don't stay in one place more than 3 days. And next you pack up your baggage and move, walk, 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 walk. And India is such, everywhere you walk, you will find one place of pilgrimage. This temple, this holiness. Here is the place where Vyasa has meditated. Here is the place where this Shukadev has visited. Like that, ancient and modern saints are all over India. So those sadhakas, they detaching from the world, they practice this way. They don't stay in one place and live on alms only. And they also will go to maybe 4 or 5 houses maximum. Not that I will have to get so much food and eat. No. Whatever you got, go to 5 houses. If you get anything, with that you survive. Don't take cooked, and don't get uncooked food. Fruits you can take, but cooked food. Otherwise, who will cook? Where is your cooking vessel and pots and pans? Then it is another household items to carry. So they normally sadhus beg food and 2, 3, 4 houses or 5 houses and move on. So to create detachment. And then move on. One temple, next they rest in another temple, another holy place, on the bank of the Ganga, on the bank of some holy river, on in the deep forest. That is the way learn detachment. That's called Bahu Udaka. Bahu means many places, Udaka is the water. They drink the water of many places. But after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, no, walking, then they get tired. I have done this. What have I achieved? I don't have personal relationship with this person, that person, this person. Okay, I got out of that. But I'm moving every time, and I have little time for my spiritual practice. Then they think, okay, let me find a heart, as Ramakrishna said. There, who visit many places, they cannot settle down in one spot. They must drink the water of the many holy places. Thus, roaming about, they satisfy their unfulfilled desire. What is the desire? You are counteracting with good desire. Going to the holy temple, looking at the arati, evening Vespar, prayer is going on, some people are meditating. You go there, sit there, and enjoy that environment. Mind is becoming little purer and purer and purer. Thus roaming about, and then at last they built a hut. A hut means made of the what? Made of some leaves of the trees, so that roof, with that roof, and wall maybe with bamboo pieces or something like that. Or it is some dilapidated room, or a cave sometimes. They enter into that and settle down there. And not in the middle of the devotees coming and going. They want to try to a secluded place where others will not go. Detachment, same detachment. No attraction for the world, that they have developed that way. And they lead and engage themselves in deep spiritual practice. So these are the 2 types of monks Ramakrishna has mentioned. One who moves around place to place because of the desire. Desire is there, but how to counter that desire? They desire this way, move from one temple to other temple to see the deity, to see the worship, to listen to the chant, to take some bhogam, prasad, but not steady there. So you don't know anybody. You come only here and enjoy it and go away to another place. So that way they learn detachment. At the same time, they also feel that this desire for God grows in them. But there is to enjoy. But what is there in, and Ramakrishna says, what is there to enjoy in the world? You want to have money and fulfillment of desire, lust. This is only momentary. Analyze any joy, anything you gain in this world, so momentary, and it brings more. One moment it exists, this moment, and next moment is gone. It is disappeared. The world is like overcast shadow. It looks like very beautiful. It is like overcast shadow of the sky, and water drops. These are the tears comes. It drops like that. And you don't see the sun. Life has no meaning. It is only for crying and weeping and destroying our peace. So, understanding that, people will then have, then what is the way? That devotee is asking. Ask me that why God has created this world? He said that, what is the way out? Ramakrishna's advice, take shelter with God and pray to Him with yearning heart. Simple formula. Take refuge in Him and pray to God. So this is the again and again advice for spiritual practice. So we'll have to do that. Our main thing we have to understand, it is desire which binds us, and desire which creates all suffering. And we are bound by our karma. Prarabdha karma takes us in our trajectory, and we are bound to go through. But if we don't utilize this life's opportunities to think of God and continue to keep the desire, again that is adding to the force of coming back again and coming back again and coming back again. So okay, I end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Now we have some, if you one or two questions, then there is a question. Both last night and tonight, you are speaking about genuinely evolved spiritual people being dispassionate, unattached. What can we do to move ourselves closer to that before it occurs spontaneously? That is the thing probably I discussed. The Gyanis who have tried the water to drink water or desire to fulfill, run here and there and there and there, they finding the uselessness of that. They have turned their attention and thinking of God, and they become seated in one place. Similarly, we should have to follow their path. No, joy is not anywhere. No one can give me peace. No one can give any tranquility or any inner joy to me. This is the reality. Therefore, joy is here. Find it here. Don't depend on anybody. So that is the lesson. But how can you do? Yes, you are in the world. We are all in the world. Attachment not in the object. Attachment in the mind. To detach. How to detach? We have to think that it is God. In my wife, there is God. So you do serve. In your husband, you think this is God. Serve God. So the detachment will come for the man or the woman. But our idea is attached to the man or woman and their moods and temperaments, their emotions and their happiness and their joy. As I am, as you are. You want to be in this wheel of circle? Go on doing. But no, as you are asking what the Ramakrishna suggested, that you try to detach and sit in your own conscious place, that nothing can give me joy. God can give me joy. So all my adoration, all my service, all my work, let me remember God. Let me sit on the mast of the ship and repeat the name. As I sang the song, Pakhi, O my mind, bird, ঠিক বসে থাক, steadily sit on the mast of Ramakrishna mast. Oh, you are Rama, you are Krishna, you are Christ, whatever you say. Repeat mantra, sit there, enjoy that, and pull. And that is the way. And I also suggested that going to different places, detachment will come. How? Thinking of God, more attachment for other things will automatically go. Our mind, which loves one subject, that time it cannot love other subject. When you are listening with attention something, you take a food, but your mind will not understand what you are eating. You may gulp something. It will be a mechanical job, but no joy in that. So mind is the factor. So how to keep the mind in God? That is the lesson. Another question is that if ego and the mind does not exist, and everything is happening by itself or by God, then my desires, thoughts, passions, actions, etc. are the will of God of its something or something else. Don't we mixing up two conditions. One condition is if ego and mind does not exist. You have put that question in your very word. If ego and mind does not exist. So when the ego is not there and your mind is not existing, you are a Brahmajnani. For that person, everything is happening by itself. And everything they know by God's will. Ramakrishna, Christ, Buddhas, they all think everything happening by God's will. They are convinced. Therefore, but us, we don't understand that. I think I want it. My passion, my desire, it is also coming from the same God, but through the veil of ignorance. Because it is coming through the veil of ignorance, it is taking the form of passion, desires, and all the other things. It is, though root is that without consciousness, that's why he said, good and bad are not two different things, as we have discussed many times. Good is up to at a certain optimum level. We call, I like it, society likes this is standard. We call an above, that's all good, better person, good person. And expectation, below expectation goes, oh, he's a bad person, he is an evil person. So good and bad are only in the degree of manifestation of the divinity. Swamiji said, it's a manifestation of the potential power which is there, its manifestation or its covering. So this is happening, coming from the same source, but it is a darker expression, and good, nobility, love for God, desire-free mind, these are all is a purer mind, purer level. Okay? So, for the Brahmajnani, they have no ego, they have no mind, therefore they have no passion, they are not passionate for anything, they have no desire to hold on anything, as we read today. But we have, because we are covered with ignorance, the same impulse acting in a negative direction. And another question is coming, when we are angry or desirous, can taking God's name help us subjugate those feelings? That's a good question. When we are angry, really when we become angry, we lose ourselves. We are not who we are. As a devil enters. That's why it is called Rag hoche Chandal. It is a outcast. Outcast means it is nasty, it is dirty. It happens with you, it happens with me. No speciality. Whoever is angry, he or she will be the subject to this. It's very natural. So, when we are angry, or when we want something to have it desirous, what will it do? It depends on, as Ramakrishna said. If it is intense desire, to eat it. If intense desire, fulfill that desire, go. Have it. And then you see what is the outcome, how much joy you got, how long it endured with you. Is it worth going for? Analyze that. This is for the people who cannot stop to fulfill the desires. But those who are little advanced, whenever that thought comes, they can analyze, they can bring back their experience and say, oh, I know, I have been under this victim of this desire again, before. I have experienced this so many times. I'm not going to go now. He gets a mind, powerful mind, which turns back, recoils. That's the advanced mind. So that person need not have to go to have physical fulfillment of physical desires. And anger, before anger comes, he will try to run away from that place so that he does not become a victim. He will be victim, he will react, he will burst out into anger. But when he understands, oh, my anger is coming, he tries to, really he is aware because of previous experience. He is not a great soul. But when he understands it is my, this anger is going to attack me. Okay. See, he wants to run away from that place, think differently, go to do something else, sing some songs, do something else to avoid that emotion. These are two emotions. These emotions can be transcended by digressing its attention. So, taking God's name, of course, God's name is a good thing. But when you are really, if it is too intense, God's name does not work. Because it is only, I will be talking, my lip will say, God. And mind will be jumping, bum. So it will not work. But it depends on, yes, of course, highly spiritual people remembering, Ram, Swami Vivekananda, anything he says, they get excited, they say, Shiva. He will say Shiva, the name of Lord Shiva, and his mind becomes cool. Advanced soul. So in one time, repeating the name will change their entire attitude. But it depending on the capacity of us who are in which level. But we will have to depend on God and surrender. If selfless work satisfies other people, but if it harms our spiritual life, then what should we do? Selfless work satisfy other people. No, selfless work, we have to understand what is selfless work. Selfless work is not my joy. But work means I am serving God. If this thought is kept very strong, that I am serving God, then there cannot be any harm. You are not serving the person. You are serving the man. You are serving the woman. You are serving your husband. You are serving your wife. You are serving your children. You are serving your mother, your father. But you are not thinking, I am serving Ramakrishna, I am serving Ma Sarvada. If we can do that, we will fail 1,000 times. That will make a difference. That it is this selfless work, and in spiritual life it will not harm. You know that if you do selfless work, you will get a greatest blow from that person. You do something good for someone, the greatest blow will come from that. This is a formula. It is not a new thing. You become selfless, you will get a good blow. To understand, you don't do anything for the person, but you do for God only. To awaken that awareness, this happens. A big blow comes from the person who you love utmost, who would sacrifice your everything. A blow will come from that end to make you spiritual. That is the whole system of this action in the world. That is working not for you it will change, or me for it will change. That is the way. So, but know that it will not do any harm in our spiritual life. It may hurt momentarily our material life. Our emotions, our frustrations will come out of that. But it will not do harm, because if we understand that God is giving me some lesson to touch God, and we go back to God. So this, whenever we do selfless work, mind it, selfless work. Selfless work is only can be selfless when you see God. When you think that you are serving God, not the man. Man is a brute. The woman is a brute. Because there is a veil of ignorance in him. If you serve anything, it will retaliate. That is the nature of ignorance. So don't expect that. You expect you are a fool. But it will not make you worldly. Certainly it will not make you worldly. So we should have to do our work as service to God and serving everyone. I am offering myself to the Lord. I want to nudge as many people as I can. Another question. I want to nudge as many people as I can to spirituality. I am personally unable to do sadhana per se, so I was thinking of nudging people instead of as goal of life. Is that okay enough, a goal? So what is nudging means?
Like pushing towards, like you're directing, yeah.
So I want to nudge as many people as I can to spirituality. I am personally unable to do sadhana per se, so I was thinking of nudging people instead of as a goal of life. Is that okay enough? No, nudging, why to awaken others? A good question. Many people think that, okay, I'll make him first spiritual. No. In spiritual life it does not happen. You nudge yourself first. Rather you see my old thought, it should be nudged. The whole association, identification, throw away, cut out. So, and Vedanta says it is everything we do for our own spiritual development. First, in material science it may happen something like that, you can awaken something. But in spiritual life, unless I become little advanced, I cannot help anyone. In spiritual life, is a personality should be developed. That's why more emphasis on why Buddhism, Hinduism, Sufism give so much emphasis on meditation, prayer, whole Christianity. Why prayer? What time? What does you mean? Even you cannot do anything, then you pray. You said, oh Lord, I cannot do anything, please help them, they are in suffering. That helps you. So, we make a mistake of thinking this, changing the world first. But Vedanta says, change yourself first, and the world will change. So this is our sadhana, our practice. We'll have to try that in me is divine. Why am I not nudging there to touch that consciousness, to touch that joy, to touch that bliss which is within? Or try more and interact with God. Let us think that whatever I am doing for the good of others, it is only I am serving God. The same idea, service to God and seeing God everywhere under the covering of dark covering and white covering. These are to be remembered in the mind again and again. It is a dark covering or the clear covering. Dark covering is unmanageable. Clear covering gives us light and joy. But all will depend on here. Subjective development. Objective development is not important. The world is Brahman already, but it is not any power to do anything there. But we have to only clear our vision, experience. My mind should be clean and crystal clear. And then I can see through who is working where. It is God is working everywhere. Thank you. One more question, okay? So, I am struggling with discipline a lot. Can you please give a few practical tips on how I can cultivate it? Discipline, discipline should be not really like a police or like a strict discipline, hitting the head all the time. No, it is military discipline. But it should be joyful also. This discipline, spiritual discipline, I am choosing myself. I am choosing myself to meditate. I am choosing myself to go through the odd situation and try to keep my peace or try to see God in others. I fail 1,000 times, matters little. But that should be the attitude. Struggling with but we make a discipline of life. I'll not do this, not do this, not this. But too much rigidity of rules is not spirituality. It should be why I am doing it, you understand. I am doing it for my spiritual growth, for my finding the real joy, not this momentary joy. It's a struggle. That's why it is important to discipline, self-control. This 5 senses should be controlled. Why to control? Because control means you gather a momentum. See, all the powers, 5 horses, no? That's why, the Katha Upanishad says the horses are all strong horses. And horses will go in their own direction. If anyone, all of them run in their own direction, the car will not move. One will pull that direction and one will pull that direction. But if the driver holds the reins tight, then all the forces of the 10 horses will be unidirectional. So that is, this discipline has a purpose. We should have to think that it is for my spiritual growth, and it should be joyful. I welcome this, and I actually, whatever it happens, I am involved into it and I want it. Though it is hard for me, I will struggle for it because it will bring ultimate benefit in spiritual life. So this is the purpose of discipline. What is the place of devotion in Vedanta? They say, Vedanta is devotion, is it not? Vedanta is devotion. Why? Devotion means what? Love, is it not? So what is love? Love for what? Love for the small. Even Vedanta says there is one absolute Brahman, Satchidananda. Someone may not get the idea of Satchidananda, they can one step down, they can say it is called the Brahma. Someone will say, no, it is Mother Durga. Someone will see Lord Shiva. Whatever. So they are actually, devotion means loving that particular aspect in a form and name and quality. Vedanta says, no quality, no name, but it is Satchidananda. It is Satchidananda, it is joy, it is bliss, and it is infinite reality. You know this, and then you get attracted. That's why you practice Vedanta. Otherwise, why do you practice Vedanta? To be a nihilist? To become a void person? Just like blank people who are dementia people. Vedanta is the goal of Vedanta to be a dementia person. I don't see anything, I don't understand anything, I am in a void somewhere. Or it is fulfillment. Our all attraction is for fulfillment, joy. Joy of what? Joy of the infinite. So that is love. Love only attracts our mind. So Vedanta is the greatest lover of God. And Shankaracharya has defined that Paranurakti Ishware. That Ishwar means here Brahman. So when that Paranurakti, that tremendous love comes, then you can be a Samadhi. How will you go to Samadhi if you have no love for that and your absorption does not come? Absorption, why absorption will come? Unless you are attracted to that. Attracted, not ordinary attraction. 1,000 times, million times more attraction for that one goal. Then you become a Vedanta. So, yes, Vedanta is devotion in the ultimate sense, pure sense. Okay? Thank you. Jai Ma. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Our class. Swami Satyamananda.